still in Arkansas. Still in Arkansas, thank goodness. I have to go home tomorrow morning. It's been so far a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And today we're heading out to go enjoy the hot springs and some hiking and all that good stuff. So I'm definitely looking forward to all of that. But before heading out today for all the adventures, I thought, better jump on here and do a quick conscious water, because I already drank my coffee, ate my breakfast, just was slow moving this morning. But some of the conversation that I was having earlier really was about flow and about orgasm and just really letting yourself be in that rhythm. So I thought, might as well share, because this weekend has definitely been focused on orgasmic flow. And yesterday I taught O-Face, which was, one of the most intimate, vulnerable workshops that I've taught for quite some time, if possibly ever there. But just some of the stuff that came up around that, and then really just recharging and getting into the flow of life and of that orgasmic rhythm of life. And a lot of my, I don't know what I could really call this, I guess, remembrance that I've had take place over the last day and a half really has been about that. And this is like no shocker to anybody who is into manifestation, who is into orgasmic living, into thriving. But you could say that the true remembrance that I've experienced over the last day and a half, 2 days, has been focused in on that we as human beings are meant to thrive. We are meant to live in orgasmic well-being, and we're not meant to be living in this struggle, in this constant state of resistance, in, just a constant state of not having whatever that might be. The reason why we don't have the things that we want to have manifesting in our life is because we are preventing our own orgasmic flow with the thoughts that we're thinking and the way that we choose to show it up or not show up in our life, by not just taking those steps forward and really truly embracing life and opening up to that orgasmic flow. So, that's bugs. There's like so much pollen out here. I was just having a sneeze attack earlier because I was like, and just coughing and everything. And like, I came with a little raspiness in my chest from all the weather changes back home in Texas. And I hit here, and it's like all this pollen has blown in from the trees, and there's this yellow everywhere. It's beautiful, but definitely. So if I start hacking up a lung or something, that's what's going on. It's all the Arkansas pollen from this amazing wooded area that we're in. So anyways, orgasmic flow. Some of the stuff that has really been coming in is that, we're supposed to be living in this juicy, ripe state of being where we're really just receiving consistently, where it's just like moving through us. But how do we do that? By focusing in on it, by really trying to attack it, by trying to force it to happen? Is that how we get it to happen? How do we get that orgasmic flow to really consume our world? To really, where we can really just lean in and it is just always there. So I may have experienced a little bit of actual orgasmic flow over the last couple of days, and I'm always learning. I'm always, looking at everything from like, what is this supposed to open me to? What am I supposed to remember here? What am I supposed to access? Not the squirrel running around behind me. But, Lisa, how can you really tap into that? And here I was in the middle of this juicy, yummy orgasm yesterday, and I had the thought run through my being of, pick me while I'm ripe, pick me while I'm juicy, like open up to life in those juicy moments, open up to life when you really are just really feeling that, and then run with that. Relax into that juiciness, relax into that rhythm that we all touch on in different parts of our life. It's not just in our sex, it's not just in our, in actual orgasmic or climactic moments. It is all these other areas of life that we do touch into that orgasmic flow, but we don't really tap into it. We don't really give it credit. So we almost go, and we make small of it instead of celebrating it and then relaxing into it. So what I mean by relaxing into it, and ladies, you can probably understand this a little bit deeper than what some of the men that follow me might be able to understand, but we're going to relate this to a kiss, okay? So you're with your guy, or you're out on a new date, and you get to this yummy juicy part of the date or of the moment when you get this kiss, right? And he knows exactly how to touch you, and he knows exactly, where to place his hands. And it's this nice, really good, deep, long, really intimate, like opening kiss. It's the kind that makes you just want to soften and to melt into your partner in that moment. Hollywood would proclaim it as that kiss that makes your leg go pop, like that. So and that is the energy that you want to try to tap into in lots of different areas of your life. That energy that makes you just want to soften into it, relax fully into it, and that's where you find that orgasmic flow. That's where you really truly tap in. You find that intuition. The just blessings start to happen right there. You feel an openness, an expansiveness. You feel depth. You feel complexity, and yet there's so much ease. It's so easy to just go, yes, this is what feels so good. This is so fulfilling. This is so rich, so juicy. You feel so alive, so ripe in that moment. And you might say, well, I don't have that happening every single day though. All right, yeah, maybe you don't realize that you have it happening every single day because you're not in tune to it. And I'll bring this back to orgasm too, because a conversation that was had over breakfast, I was explaining that, for us women, if you get us into an orgasmic state and we're just, just really full of orgasm, and we've had lots of good, not just sex, but really good connection and really good intimacy and really good orgasm, not just the sex, but when we've really, really been filled with deep, consistent orgasm for a little bit, it's like we're just bursting at the seams with orgasm. And it does not take us an hour to access it. It does not take a bunch of, this or that to really get us into the mood. We are just right there. We're right there within just a second's notice. It's like, yes, and your whole body and your emotions and everything is a yes to it because you're just ripe with orgasm. Now, if you take that same woman and you take away the orgasm for just 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, and maybe she's still having the sex, but there's zero orgasm, there's zero connection going on, she's not getting that ripe juiciness, that fulfillment, well, guess what? It's going to be, what happens is that you tend to just not think about sex very much. You tend to not even think, you don't even desire the orgasm very much. This is like, whatever, you can take it or leave it. Carry that on to, a month, 2 months, 90 days, 6 months without any orgasm, a few years without orgasm. I have clients that have not had orgasms for years. That's why they're now clients, because they're trying to figure out how they can tap into this orgasm. And, they know that they're missing it, but they really don't have a desire to have it. Well, that's what happens. As women, if we are orgasmic, then we are orgasmic. And if you keep us in that orgasmic state, then we're just popping with orgasm, creative juices. We're turned on to life. We're so full and just connective and happy. And, just like all this good stuff is just seeping out of us. We're very, very juicy creatures, sensual creatures by nature when we are full of orgasm. And when we're not, we're just like a dried up dried up raisin, kind of like, it's just like there's just nothing there, and we really don't have a desire for it to be anywhere else, because we tend to forget how good it is, and we're so empty that we don't even remember our potential. We don't even remember the juiciness. So we can't even fathom what that juiciness could be like, and how yummy and needed and perfect, and how we really are truly supposed to be. Well, that's sex, right? That's orgasm. That's that. Guess what? That relates to every other area of your life, especially when you're looking at manifestation, when you're looking at abundance, when you're looking at well-being. You tend to, like, have you ever been around somebody, or maybe you've experienced this yourself, where you just feel like crap, and you just, like, you get sick, or you have an illness, or you get hurt or something, and you almost get very used to, your norm becomes that you just have this pain. Your norm becomes that you're just tired. Your norm becomes that you're just not thriving. You're not feeling great. You're used to all those challenges. It just becomes who you are, you could say. That you can't even fathom what popping out of bed and being turned on to life and being like, yeah, and having your body really feel good. You might go, oh, that would be nice, but I haven't had that forever, so, I just can't have that. Or I hear a lot, well, I'm getting older. That's why this is happening. I'm getting older. What do you expect? I'm now this age. I'm now that age. So of course I'm going to gain a bunch of weight. Of course I'm not going to feel good. Of course I'm now going to have illness. Well, if you're expecting that stuff to be your norm for whatever your programming is, then that tends to become your norm for whatever program you have, right? And once you get into that state and it becomes your norm, it's hard to break that normal pattern, because you just wake up expecting it to be that way at a subconscious level, and so you do everything that supports this norm, even though you might proclaim that you want this over here. You're like, you can't really taste it, because you forgot what it tasted like. You forgot, you just forgot what it was like. But if you got just a little bit of a taste of it, just a little bit of taste of that juiciness, and you actually held on to it, and then you built on that, and you went deep with that, and you relaxed into it, instead of going, oh my God, why is this happening? Or how did I do it? Because that's what happens. We taste things. We taste wellness. We taste abundance. We taste orgasm. We taste connection. And if we haven't had it, and if we're so depleted and so, unaligned from it in our norm, then we tend to want to know the how-tos to achieve that again. And we get caught up in the 1, 2, 3s, and in those how-tos, which steal it from us, because it puts us up here in our mind. There's no embracing, there's no really just melting into it, which would be relaxing into it. Instead, we're trying to work at it. We're trying to force it. And when we try to force it, we actually push it away. We resist it, because we're now focused on the not having of it instead of the having of it. Hi! So, he's walking around down in the woods, and he's got, if you think that my sweatshirt is bright, he came with summer clothes, because back home it's supposed to be really, really warm. And then we get up here, and I brought pants, sweatshirt, t-shirts, tank tops, and shorts, so I was prepared for anything. And he just brought like summer clothes, so he had to go to whatever, he was out yesterday, and he bought this neon bright yellow sweatshirt. It is so bright you could see him a mile away. It's one of those like bright 1980s gone wrong sweatshirts. And so he's walking around on the property out here, and it's just like, all of a sudden I see this like little bright yellow dot over there. Anyway, melting into your flow. It really is just about that right there. That space of leaning in, relaxing into it, not resisting it by looking at the 1, 2, 3s, not resisting it by questioning it too much. How did this happen? What did I do to achieve this? I mean, I'm just as guilty as anybody else on this, as far as, anything. Like, I will get caught up in the whole how did I achieve this? Now let's go back and analyze and do all that stuff. But what we do when we're doing that is we short circuit our energy, and we cause what a short circuit is. We cause a blowout to happen. So we lose our energy because we're so focused on the stuff back here. We're so focused on the how-tos instead of just the accepting and receiving and just stepping in and letting it happen, stepping into your flow. I mean, and I bring this back to sex again because I think that we've all experienced these moments in our sex, and especially in our orgasm, where, you know, we go out and we're like, I'm going to have an orgasm, right? I'm going to have an orgasm. This is going to happen. You might be really, really hungry for that orgasm to happen. And then what do? You have all these expectations, all these goals, and you're like, well, let's try this, let's do that. You know, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make that happen. Maybe if we try this position, if we try this toy, if we do this, and what are you doing during that whole process? Are you ever melting into your body? Are you ever embodying yourself? Are you up here in your head trying to figure out the mechanics of things and trying to force it to happen? And you have this expectation of this needs to happen, so we're going to make it happen. And you know what? The more it needs to happen and the more you try to make it happen, the further away it gets. The further away it gets. Because you're so caught up in your head. You're so caught up in the mechanics. Instead of just relaxing into your body, relaxing into that space, connecting with your partner, connecting with the energy, connecting with the flow, connecting with everything that you already know, if you'll just allow yourself to remember it. And that's the key word there, allow yourself to remember it. So if you do just step into that flow, guess what? Life becomes orgasmic. Life becomes full and abundant and just as juicy, ripe, yummy moment. And then that moment goes to the next moment, and to the next moment, and to the next moment. See a whole bunch of comments, and you guys are, I put the phone a little bit too far away, sorry. Oh, how sweet. Thank you, Lone, for the awesome, you know, you can tell a lot about a person when they start talking like that. Sorry that you're having such a crappy day. You don't have to bless the rest of us with it, though. Hey, Addison. Yeah, I definitely can be uncreative. Addison. So Lone here, he's definitely having a crappy day, I would say. And you know, I just say if you're not enjoying the live, then you're more than welcome to unfriend me, and you most certainly do not have to be watching. You do have the power of flipping right past me like anybody else. It's just like a TV station. You're more than welcome to just change the station. Addison, thank you for your support there. Yeah, thank you. You know, no matter what anybody says, and we can't change what some people's attitudes or energy is, it just is such. If you want to have a crappy day, have a crappy day. It doesn't have to affect the rest of us, right? But the truth is the truth. And if you are stepping into your truth and into your orgasm, into your abundance, then, you know, that's where the thriving happens. That's where the joy happens. That's where the yumminess happens. And when we're really feeling like crap and we focus in on that crap, then unfortunately that puts us in a sour mood, and we start to just, I actually am really truly in gratitude for your negative comments here, because the thing about negative comments is that there's a lesson behind everything, right? And a negative comment, and hopefully somewhere down the road, for any of you who are on the Facebook Live and you see the comments that are coming in, you know, I'm in gratitude, because what negativity definitely spurs is it shows the power of standing in your truth. When one person stands in their truth, and when another person is so far out of alignment, it does cause a rift in energy, and it causes that kind of spur. But then what you have the ability to do is you have the ability to always look at what you're supposed to gain from anything that's coming at you. And that's, like, I'm like, yeah, bring it, because much like anybody else on this planet who starts to speak their truth and share basic principles and teachings, and especially in the world of manifestation, belief, orgasm, thriving, the people who are not thriving have the most difficulty understanding the principles of thriving, because the vibration level is so far down here. But we all have a choice to increase our vibration. No person on this planet can truly affect us for any length of time unless we allow them to affect us for that length of time. So you can step away from that negativity and you can go, I see that. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your opinions. And you know what? We're carrying on, because we can put our focus on whatever we want our focus to be on. I, for one, choose positive energy. I am having an amazing weekend, a beautiful orgasmic time in a beautiful place with someone that I deeply care about, going to go and enjoy an amazing day as well. And that's all that really truly matters. When we live in our joy, when we live in our happiness, that's how we affect the rest of the world. When I'm out and about today and I give some random stranger a smile, that could potentially change that person's life. And I encourage each and every one of you that do watch this, like, if you want to step into that orgasmic flow and you want to step into your abundance, then really truly look out there and go, how can I stand in this world as a more positive energy? Because guess what? When you start to smile, if you make it, this was scientifically, actually, I read this study years ago when I was focused in on health and nutrition coaching years back. And one of the basic principles that I would teach my clients back then was to focus and to increase your well-being. Now we're talking nutritionally, health, well-being, was to focus in on smiling. Even when you didn't want to smile because you were in a crappy mood, you just woke up in a bad mood, your life is going to shit, you don't know why, you can't get out of this rut, smile anyway. And it is proven that if you smile, that your brain at some point will go, why are they smiling? Why is she smiling? Do we have a reason to smile? Do we have a reason? Wait, she's still smiling. She's still smiling. Do we have a reason to smile? And even if you're having this like really shitty day, and when you put a smile on your face and you hold it, that your brain will actually switch gears and go from looking for reasons to be upset to looking for reasons as to why you are smiling. I kid you not, it really was a scientific experiment that was done a few years back, and it is a powerful, powerful energetic change that you can make by just making one small itty bitty change to your body language by focusing from being pissy, from being, downtrodden, upset, angry, to just consciously making yourself smile. And then guess what? The other thing is, make more eye contact. The more you can connect with other people eye to eye and then share a smile with them, even if you're not feeling great inside, that as you move through the day, you will find yourself moving your energetic field vibration up, and you will start to naturally just feel better. More good stuff will start coming to you because your brain will start to look for it to come to you, and then all of a sudden everything that you were blinded to will start to appear. So to you who are not having a great day out there, try smiling, try making some eye contact, let your natural systems kind of flip your gears there so that you can enjoy a good, abundant, happy life too, because it is my belief that each and every one of us really truly is worthy of a happy life, of love, of connection, of abundance, and of orgasmic flow. But you've got to stop resisting it and actually just relax into that orgasmic flow and allow yourself to really just get juicy and yummy and good and all that good stuff. So there you go. Okay. See, that's how conscious coffee rolls. You never know what you're going to get, and then somebody adds something in and you take off, and that's the beauty of just being on the fly, I guess. That's it. So, okay, I don't hear any more stomping going on in the leaves, and I see that somebody is actually on this live. So I'm going to call it all good. Go hike, enjoy the hot springs, write an article, have a little love making and all that good stuff, and some good food, and enjoy my last day in Arkansas here for this beautiful weekend that it has been. Let me see, any announcements? Announcement is just go have an amazing Sunday. There you go. I encourage all of you just to go out and have an amazing Sunday. There are some links in the comments for the workshop that happened yesterday. It is still available on my website. If you are interested in O-Face, please click on that. The early bird special is gone on it, but the live stream has been moved and everything over to the dashboard. You're more than welcome to still experience O-Face. It will be available for the lifetime of my website, of my coaching practice, all that good stuff. And it really was a hot workshop, very, very intense, with some very good points about vulnerability, opening up, surrender, and really receiving that orgasmic energy. So check that out on my website. As always, stop existing, start living. You can follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. If anything on here touched you in any fashion or form, and you thought of somebody that might need to hear these words this morning, please hit the share button. I'm in gratitude to all of you who have been sharing my work and everything. I really do appreciate it. And just go have an amazing, amazing orgasmic Sunday. Love you guys. Bye.